Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to make a follow-up to this video that I made called Applying to My Character Design Dream Job, where I made a character design portfolio in 10 days in order to apply to Avatar Studios' art trainee position. Now this video got a lot more views than I expected, so I'm really glad that so many people enjoyed the characters that I made and thought that it was really interesting seeing my process going from nothing to something. And I did update the video a few weeks later because I did get into phase 2 and I ended up doing an interview with the Avatar Studios team. It was actually my first interview ever, but it was a great experience. A few weeks after the interview, they let me know I did not get in, and that was a little bit sad for me because I don't think a job as fitting as this is going to come around anytime soon again, but I don't really think there is anything I regret. I think I did everything I could, except for live in LA. And I ended up with a great portfolio and lots of wonderful comments. So that's what this video is going to be about. Oh, also, what's going on screen. So in the last video, the thumbnail was these students creating a food chain to feed the earthbender girl. In the video, I mentioned that there's actually a lot of extra images that I wanted to draw in order to develop the stories and their characters. And I didn't end up getting to do that because I only had 10 days and I was getting really tired by the end of it. So I was like, oh my gosh, what a great opportunity to just get back into this world, use the character sheets that I made because I designed the characters, so this is literally what they're used for, and do an illustration, like a matching illustration of the teachers having a meal together, because that's what it was originally going to be. I wanted to draw the students having a meal together and the teachers having a meal together. I just wanted to draw all these characters like interacting with each other, so that's what's going on screen. And for the rest of the video, I'm going to reply to your comments because I think that was kind of like the most rewarding part of this whole process. Like I could have just made a portfolio and applied, but since I shared it with you, you guys really enjoyed the characters and some of you had some interesting things to say. So I have my laptop here and I'm going to just reply to some comments and see what the heck is going on in there. Because I read every single one of them, okay? Even the questionable ones. I don't know if I'm going to talk about them, but like I did read all of them. Okay, so I've separated the questions into several categories. The first one I want to talk about is the ones in the questions/criticisms category. A very common question was, how did I find out about this application? So the only way that I find out about job applications is through the Asians and Animations Discord server. I'm not active there, I just lurk. I haven't said a single thing. I know that there are some people in that server who watch my videos, but there's this channel in that server where people just like share links to new job openings, and I've actually gotten a few jobs from there. So my lurking has paid off. There are lots of Discord servers you can join that are similar to this. There's all sorts of animation servers. Do some research and find one that you like. The second common question was like, what were the books that I showed in the video? I think I only showed 2 books. One of them was Art of Kill la Kill. I bought this on eBay and it was really expensive, but I like Kill la Kill so much and I like Trigger character design so much that it was worth it. I was like, this is basically my college textbook. I'm willing to spend like several $100s on this because it's really hard to find these things scanned online. So I'm like, oh, I'll just dump some money into this. It's fine. It's an investment. The second book is Sophie Lee's /MM Coconut's life drawing book. I think you can find PDFs of it online. She's also at Lightbox if you ever go to Lightbox. Someone said, this is not really criticism, it's just a comment. You should have designed characters in a futuristic way, like cyberware and other objects. Avatar was old, Korra was present, next project should have scope for futuristic stuff. Actually, one of my friends who also applied to this job kind of did that. They designed Avatar style characters, but like more in the future. I don't think it was like spaceship future, but it was definitely further 80 years past from Korra, I think. So go check out their portfolio if you want to see that. Someone, Aqua Leserta. Your drawings are so good, and I definitely don't want to scare you, but bending is like one of, if not the most important things in Avatar. One of the biggest complaints from Korra is that bending choreography was replaced with basic punch and kicks. So I think actually going with your idea to draw some fight scenes was pretty good, and not doing it might make you lose some points. Yeah, you may be right. I think as soon as I started drawing bending and thinking about like what kind of bending I wanted to showcase in my portfolio, I got really overwhelmed because I kind of agree. The bending aspect is very unique. There's a lot of depth and research that goes into that particular aspect, and I wanted to be really unique with how I presented it. So I had all these like really grand ideas of like maybe it's a musical. I really like it when there's like hype musical numbers in movies or TV shows that are like choreographed. So I was like, maybe they could dance. I really like dance, all sorts of different styles of dance. Maybe each element or each character has a different style of dance that they fight with. And I think I just overwhelmed myself. I'm like, it was just too much. The expectations I had for myself were too high. I wanted to draw the waterbender tutting. I could not figure out how to do that in a way that conveyed that they were tutting and waterbending at the same time. It is something that I want to do well, and I can't just rush it. So yeah, you're right. I should have done that, but I didn't. And then another kind of harsh comment, my melody. Y'all Hello Kitty kids roasting me. They're replying to this section of my video where I said that one of the regrets I had was not doing variations for the characters. And I said that I didn't want to go back and do more variations because it would be disingenuous. And this was my melody's response. In the kindest way, what a dumb mindset. You're trying to get a job, do what you need to do to get that job instead of doing what you think is moral or poetic. Damn, you got me. You got me. They aren't going to think of that when looking through your portfolio. They're going to look at what you've done and only that because of the amount of applications they're going to get. Yes, you're completely right. I agree. Sometimes I will justify things I don't want to do because I'm like, oh, this is the moral and poetic thing to do. But you're right. If you want to get a job, just include it. Just include variations if you think it's going to help your portfolio. I wasn't too nervous about this just because I had several character design projects under my belt. Some of them are locked under like password protected pages, so general public can't see them, but hiring managers can. So I did this in my other projects, so I was not too stressed about not including it in this portfolio. But if I was giving advice, I would say, yes, this person is correct. If you have a regret, just freaking at it. Don't be lazy just for the sake of being poetic. I think a few people asked if I included this video with my portfolio when I applied, and if I think it helped my application at all. No, I did not include this video when I applied. I mean, at the end of the video, you saw that I hit submit, and the video was like literally still being edited. So I did not mention this video at all, but during the interview, like 2 of the people said that they did see it. I think making the video helped more in that it helped me like articulate these thought processes before I had to go articulate it to an interviewer, because they did ask like how my process went when developing this and if I hit any roadblocks or anything, and I literally addressed all of that stuff in the video. So it was very easy for me to reiterate those points when they asked in the interview. Koyo said, I need to download your mentality into my brain right now. Turned out great. Thank you. I'd love to see a video of you talking about what you did to get your technical skill to where it is. I feel like I've been stuck on that part for so many years. And even though I know this is not how it works, my brain feels the need to finish one section until I'm good enough to start developing other things, like creativity, character design, things that aren't the fundamentals. I also feel this. I wonder what the solution is. I think the solution is to find projects and pieces that excite you, and then figure out what exactly is blocking you skill-wise from doing that thing, and then going in and specifically taking some time to learn that and then quickly apply it to the project that you want to do. Because otherwise you're just learning skills with no end. If you have something you want to do, you know exactly what you need to learn in order to do it. I think learning things on a need to basis is probably good. Don't get stuck in the learning cycle. There are some people who criticized or asked about, like, since I presented that I wanted to subvert what is already known about avatar characters of certain nationalities, why I did that. Like, if you know that waterbenders are traditional, they have strict gender roles, or that firebenders are all intense and scary people. Why would you try to subvert that? Or like some people thought it was egotistical of me to try to do that. I think that, especially for Avatar, subverting expectations is necessary for good character writing. Just because a certain nation is a certain way doesn't mean the people in that nation are that way, as it is with real life. If I were to make a really crude example, all Asians are smart. Why did you make a dumb Asian character? It might be funny. Like, that's the gap moe. You know the concept of gap moe? Like, someone who is supposed to be a certain way, but actually acts the complete opposite, or that creates immense appeal. It's like my favorite part of character building. Even Avatar characters. Like I said, the Fire Nation is very intense. They're nationalists. But Iroh, literally one of the most beloved characters in Avatar, is the most peaceful, chilled, old man ever, and he was like at the top of the army and the whole thing. Theoretically, he should be the most nationalist, like intense and angry person ever, but he's not, and that's what makes him really good. Okay, the next section of comments is about the characters themselves. There were a lot of people who really liked the waterbender. This character was made for you. Character 2 has very big "I have no pronouns, do not refer to me" vibes. That's real. Don't refer to them. I really love the Orochimaru vibes for the Water Tribe student. Yeah, I was thinking about Orochimaru. I was also thinking about Yue Lung from Banana Fish when I was making this character. Just the snake vibes, you know. What are they up to? What are they thinking about? The other more popular character set was the Earthbender and the little girl, and I absolutely agree. They're my favorite. Velocity says, damn, the earthbending teacher is hot. He might suit body hair TBH. You're right. I was thinking about it. I was like, should I draw some like chest hair and add some hair on his arms? And then I was like, maybe that'd be saying too much. And then I just didn't. Carrot Lime said, I would watch a story about all these characters, but I especially love the Earth Kingdom duo. They remind me of Kenpachi and Yatshiro from Bleach. I absolutely love how I can imagine their contrasting personalities and sizes playing off each other. One of my favorite story tropes is like the lone wolf man character who's like, I'm tired of the world, I'm independent and edgy, who accidentally like comes into possession of a child. Oops, accidental fathership. Stories like Sword of the Stranger or even Legend of Hay, where it's like, guy accidentally has acquired child. Now they must go on adventure together. I love those types of stories. So that's what I'm picturing here. Okay, the last section is called Inspiration. These are comments I'm not sure where to put because it's mostly just people complimenting me. Okay, Jake on art said, wow, this is so good. I wish my application process looked like this. I also literally made a video on the exact same thing, except I'm a beginner and it was way more chaotic. I actually checked out Jake's video about this and I like what he's doing. This guy is beginner in art, but he's actually really good at imitating style. So I see a bright future. Art by Darnie says, this is absolutely inspiring. As an aspiring animator, storyboarder, and character designer, it's really fulfilling to see a fellow creative strive for what they desire and work towards their goal. You admitting that you got tired during the process or scrapped ideas or redrew things really aided as a form of comfort for me, because at the end of the day, we're all human, and we as artists often feel like we need to constantly be pumping out work or new material. As fun and productive as that can be, it's okay to acknowledge that we're still learning. Yeah. I think there's a lot of parts of art and creativity that's like really unglorious. And once you get to a certain level, it's hard to admit that you have issues that even beginner artists have. Like, these issues are things that all creatives of all levels always have. But it's just that the people at the top very rarely express that they're struggling because they have some sort of image to maintain. So it's my goal to stay transparent. Art Girl Lorena says, best of luck. That's a fantastic dream to have. I had the dream since 5th grade to be a graphic novelist and would have loved to have done something like that. Now I'm a stay-at-home mom and focusing on writing and illustrating children's books instead, as that is where my interests have taken me, but maybe one day I'll get back to that dream. Hey, children's books and graphic novels are not that far apart, and it's okay to have dreams that change too. Maybe children's books is your dream right now. Maybe being a mom is also your dream. Like, you'll get to graphic novels eventually. You're already halfway there. Silverine says, that's a deep cut nugget. Drop right there. Skills are not there to ensure that anything you make is fundamentally sound. The skills themselves are not the art. Damn, that's something everyone pursuing the arts needs to hear and might only realize partway through their academic career. Yes, I certainly lost sight of this during college and the years following. I always relied on my technical skills to make up for the fact that I was not being creative. I think that I'm starting to realize how important ideas are, but ideas cannot be realized without a certain amount of technical skills. So you do have to learn a little bit of skills in order to bring your ideas to life. But ideas first. If you're a pro and you're getting burnt out, but like you're really good at drawing, there's gotta be ideas that are really close to you that you want to express, that you like put to the side because you had to get a job or whatever. If you are at that point, start using your skills for yourself. And if you're not there yet, think about what you actually want to do. What ideas do you actually have? Sometimes you don't need that many skills to make them come to life. Some comics are really bad looking, but they're really popular because the content is funny or shareable or interesting. So, I don't know. Things are not cut and dry out here. Pancake of the Opera says, I'm 16 and haven't scratched the surface of character design despite wanting to do it for a job after college. This really inspired me to start out with a world I'm familiar with, like Avatar, She-Ra, or Kipo, or Nimona, and work from there. It really takes the pressure off of needing to figure out a brand new character's world on top of everything else. There seems to be a lot of like high schoolers in the comments who are just applying to colleges and they're like unsure about where to go. The replies to this comment are like, fellow 16-year-old aspiring character designer here, do you have any idea what you'd go to college for? I am not really in an environment with a lot of people who want to become artists, so I'd really love to hear what you're thinking or if you're just as lost as I am. And then someone else said, yes, same here. Kind of live in the middle of nowhere with no art colleges to go after high school. Would love to get into character design, but I need to work on my anatomy. Yeah. I also grew up in the same sort of environment. I mean, I'm back home. I'm back in the Midwest where there's no art colleges anywhere here. I grew up in an area with no other artists. There's not a big art scene here. So this is very common. The decision of where to go, what to learn. If you can get a scholarship or if money isn't an issue for you, I do think going to art school is a good option because you'll be able to get connected with a lot of people in that field and in this industry who you know is really important. But that said, everything you need can be acquired from the internet. You can connect with your peers and working professionals on the internet if you're good enough, or if you persist in those circles. And the things you want to learn, you can learn them from the internet too, and much more affordably than if you went to college. But there are many pros to going to college as well. For example, it's kind of just a part of life if you're privileged enough to have access to that. The experience of leaving your home, going to school, being around peers, learning how to live on your own, learning how to study on your own, just experiencing being in a different environment like that is kind of a crucial part of growth, a kid's growth, I think. So maybe you study art, maybe you study something different, but I mean, art will always be there. So if you like art, it doesn't matter what you study, like it'll always be there for you. You know what I mean? That's not advice. Good luck interpreting that. And then Arena says, I'm not really the type of person to write a comment because I don't always know how to phrase anything, but I really wanted you to know how big of an impact you had on me. Because of you, I started to do more gesture drawings and studies in general and got better at drawing poses, and it's all thanks to you. Because you always motivate me. I got so emotional while watching this video. I'm so proud of you and hope you achieve this goal. Arena, thank you so much. I am also a lurker, so I fully understand. I see all of you lurkers. I am one of you, just not on this channel. I really appreciate these comments. I know how big of a deal it is to write a comment to someone like that, and I want to let you know I see all of them. I do see them, and I'm glad I was able to help you. Thank you for your support. Thank you to all the lurkers and commenters out there. Okay, this video is getting extremely long. It was only supposed to be about like 10 minutes. So let's just end it here. Once again, thank you so much for sticking around and enjoying these characters. Even if I didn't get the job, like, that's normal. Life moves on. So lots of exciting things for me in the future too. More videos. I might get another job. We'll see. But this chapter has finally closed. Well, actually, if you've made it this far, if you would like to support me, I have a Patreon. We have a little Discord server. Sometimes we talk, sometimes we hang out. I offer critiques. I give them information earlier than I give the rest of the world. So if you would like to support me, you can do it there. Otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.